And that's in line with my prediction that we're going to go to 1 million fast. See, even Saylor thinks so. Like, it's going to be fast and violent, no matter how you slice and dice it, right? If you say his prediction, if you take his prediction in the least violent way, that is like 10 omega candles a year, right? And that's 1 million in a year. That is the least violent thing. Anything else is utter, unspeakable financial market violence. Like, that's like, $1 million candle in a year, or a $2 million candle in 2 years, and then rapid ascension upwards. And that's all in line with Max Payne theory. So I agree.
Yeah.
According to Samson, fiat currencies rarely fade quietly. They tend to collapse suddenly once trust is lost. History shows that when confidence in paper money erodes, the outcome isn't a gentle decline, but a sharp crash. The US dollar has been an exception so far, thanks to its deep integration with global trade, finance, and digital technology, which has extended its lifespan. But even this dominance isn't permanent. Please remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and enable post notifications before we delve further. Thank you, and enjoy the video.
I think it's fully possible. I mean, that's like an omega candle every month or so. And that's in line with my prediction that we're going to go to 1 million fast. See, even Saylor thinks so. Like, it's going to be fast and violent, no matter how you slice and dice it, right? If you say his prediction, if you take his prediction in the least violent way, that is like 10 omega candles a year, right? And that's 1 million in a year. That is the least violent thing. Anything else is utter, unspeakable financial market violence. Like, that's like, $1 million candle in a year, or a $2 million candle in 2 years, and then rapid ascension upwards. And that's all in line with Max Payne theory. So I agree.
Yeah.
Like, that, what he just quantified it in numbers, 21, 21, 21, but I've quantified it in words with omega candles and Max Payne theory. But it's the same package differently. And the question is, when do people figure this out? And I think when people figure out this, that you could basically, invest, I don't know, $40,000 and start making back your annual salary free, I think a lot of money is going to flow to Bitcoin. Some of it will flow to other things like high time preference activities, but a lot of it will flow to Bitcoin once people figure out that there is infinite money out there and anybody can tap into it. Yeah, I think we should have been here already. So
Yeah.
I would have thought that the ETFs opening the floodgates combined with strategy would have gotten us there already. And this is why I'm one of the believers that there is paper Bitcoin out there dampening the market. So we'll see. But, nothing stops the train. It's going to go. The dollar is going to keep on inflating and Bitcoin is going to keep going up. It's just a question of when it all converges. I think like the 80,000 coins that were market sold is a good indicator that the market doesn't care about anything now. Like, there's just too much power behind accumulation, whether it's strategy or other Bitcoin treasury companies or hodlers or ETF buyers too. There's just a massive amount of insatiable demand, and the demand is only going to go up. When people wake up, they all wake up. It's not like we'll start transitioning off the dollar and the corner store near your house is going to keep taking the dollar and changing their prices to like $1,000 for a Kit Kat bar, right? It's just going to be a quick thing once that thing hits, and they'll just switch off and take Bitcoin because they can't afford to not take Bitcoin. They can't afford to take the dollar at some point. And I think Germany with the mark dying, that's a good example. It happened in, a year-ish. And that was a non-digital thing. So I think it'll be faster for the dollar to fail. But until that happens, it does feel like Bitcoin is extending it by integrating with it in some ways. If you look at all the warning signs, it is all there for anyone to see plain as day. There is infinite money now. Someone from the Federal Reserve said that in a clip before, but there's infinite money in the Federal Reserve, but It's true now, and you're seeing signs of that. If you look at the Bitcoin treasury companies like Strategy, they're borrowing at 0%, right? They're effectively tapping into the infinite money out there and converting it to Bitcoin.
Samson Mow presents a compelling case for Bitcoin mining's future. He thinks there will eventually be a merger between Bitcoin mining and energy production. He believes that because Bitcoin is lucrative, helps stabilize electrical networks, and enables national power providers to earn from excess energy that would otherwise be wasted, they would eventually mine it themselves. Bhutan has previously demonstrated the viability of this concept by stealthily mining Bitcoin and amassing billion-dollar reserves. Mow is actively working with governments through his company, Jan3, to introduce pilot initiatives that are created from the ground up rather than mandated from the top down. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay updated on our latest videos. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Now let's dive back into the interview.
Well, if not the federal level, definitely at the state level, and you're already seeing a lot of that happening in Texas. But I've said this for, I don't know, 6-7 years now, but eventually mining and energy generation is just the same thing. It's two sides of the same coin. So if you have a national utility, they're going to mine Bitcoin just because it makes sense to do so, even from a grid management perspective. The monetary upside is just icing on the cake. And as people understand what Bhutan did, mining Bitcoin and getting $1 billion in Bitcoin in their reserve, more people will do that. And that's something we're trying to do now at Jan3. We're trying to engage with governments to start small pilot projects. We found that this might be a better strategy than engaging at the very top and, meeting with the president or prime minister and trying to get him to do something, because it's really hard to get them to do something. Not just at an intellectual level, but at an execution level too, for the reasons I said before. It's hard to do things in any government. Treat your Bitcoin as if it was 10 times more valuable or 100 times more valuable than it is. Secure it, make sure that you're trying to stay as private as you can. Use the privacy tools afforded to you. Just plan as if your holdings are 100 times more valuable, and then you'll be in a good place. I mean, it can be done, just like anything can be done, right? The only thing that can't be done is printing Bitcoin out of thin air, but anything else is possible. So I've talked about rebasing to Bitcoin and just setting a exchange rate of 1 sat to $1. And that just takes a politician, maybe it's Trump, I don't know, but somebody just to say, we'll let you redeem your debt for this. And that's it. I mean, how do you peg a dollar to gold? It's by decree. And pegging a currency to Bitcoin is the same. It just depends on the motivations and the necessity of doing so. I think when things get bad enough, every card is on the table, and we're seeing this, right? Some of those cards are bad cards. It's the rolling out of a CBDC like in Europe, or starting to control the internet like in the UK. There are things that are happening, and you can see these things happening are a direct response to other things that they're trying to mitigate or distract you from. So there are a lot of, just take the UK as an example, there are a lot of societal problems. And now they're focusing on this one particular thing, which doesn't do anything for the other problems, but it definitely distracts and gets people enraged. But it just goes to show, like, every card is on the table now. But that rebasing the Bitcoin card is also, it's in the hands, and it can be played at any time. And that's why I say plan accordingly, because you have to be ready for when these things happen. And the best thing to do to be ready is to be in Bitcoin.
According to Samson Mow, practically anything in finance is possible, with the exception of creating Bitcoin out of thin air. He therefore thinks that, similar to how they formerly tied their currencies to gold, nations may eventually rebase their currencies to Bitcoin. A leader might simply decide on an exchange rate and let debt to be redeemed in Bitcoin. That would be all that would be required. He notes that all options are available when the economic situation deteriorates enough. To control or divert attention from more serious problems, governments implement policies like stricter internet regulations or digital digital currencies issued by central banks. Similar to this, tying a currency to Bitcoin is a flexible strategy that could happen sooner than most people realize. Mo also emphasizes the future integration of Bitcoin mining and energy production. Because Bitcoin is profitable, stabilizes electrical networks, and monetizes extra energy, national power utilities will mine it. Bhutan has already demonstrated this by amassing billion-dollar reserves and mining Bitcoin covertly. Instead of depending solely on high-level political decisions, he even makes assumptions about whether Bitcoin is currently being purchased by the US government. Theoretically, it would make sense, but in practice, governments encounter significant legislative and bureaucratic obstacles that make covert acquisitions extremely challenging. He therefore exhorts individuals to plan accordingly and be prepared because significant changes in the monetary system can occur at any time, and owning Bitcoin is the best way to be ready. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and enable notifications for more valuable content, and as always, happy investing.